What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of History Behind the Horror, and also welcome to the first episode of Season 5. Now, before we start this video, I would like to give a special thanks to everyone who supported the channel during Season 4. For the ones who shared the videos, the ones who liked the videos, the ones who hit the bell notification, of course the ones who subscribe, and of course the ones who put in the comments for what videos they would like to see next. So thank you guys so much for that. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't even have a Season 5 right now, so that actually really means a lot. So for this special video, we will be getting back into the Left 4 Dead series since it has such a high demand during Season 4. So again, thank you guys so much for everything you've done for this channel. I really do appreciate it. I really do love doing these videos for you guys. So thank you guys so much for showing all the support and love and actually caring about this channel and the things that we do over here. So let's go ahead and get started into the Left 4 Dead video. We're finally going to be getting into the Jockey today, and then maybe coming up next we'll do another one if you guys want to. Remember, hit the bell notification, hit the like if you want to see more Left 4 Dead videos coming up soon. Share the video and put in the comments for whatever character you would like to see next. With that being said, again, thank you guys so much for all the support you gave, and I hope you all enjoy the video. The Jockey is a special infected that appears in Left 4 Dead 2. The Jockey has the ability to jump onto the survivors and cling to their head and upper back. From there, he can steer the survivors while clawing at their face. Valve stated that the Jockey was made to work in tandem with the Spitter by steering survivors into the Spitter's acid. However, an experienced player can use the Jockey to an even deadlier extent, such as dragging survivors into nearby fires or even witches. The infection has caused the Jockey to develop a large amount of muscle mass on his upper back and neck, making him hop around in a spider monkey-like motion. His fingers and toes have increased in length, adding to his baboon-like profile. His lips and skin surrounding them have rotted away, giving him a more skeletal look at the mouth area. This could possibly be due to him chewing and biting away at his lips because of mania, or possibly even clawing at his mouth due to the same reason. He wears a tattered white t-shirt and blue boxers. He has a gibbering vocalization and cackles hysterically while riding a survivor. According to Valve commentary, the mutations have put mania in the Jockey, causing the Jockey to laugh. When playing as the Jockey, his hands are curved downward like a praying mantis. The arms are sticking out straight, and they have a coat of what appears to be blood. The hands are always twitching and shaking, the right one twitching notably more often than the left, and he doesn't stop laughing until death. When there is a Jockey on the back of a survivor, the survivor can still move to resist the Jockey's influence over them, though this only has a slight resistance and will merely slow the survivor to a slow walk. Also, against what is commonly believed, moving in the same direction as the Jockey will not make it steer you any faster, even though theoretically it should. The Jockey is a special infected that has animal-like characteristics. The Jockey can use his ropey frame to jump long distances at a time, and about 15 to 20 feet when leaping upward. Though he cannot jump as far as the Hunter, he does not have to crouch to charge up the ability. When the Jockey lands on the survivor's head, he grabs onto them and claws at the survivor with his free hand while leaning in a direction to cause the survivor to stumble. The clawing does not do as much damage as the Hunter does, dealing only 1 damage at easy difficulty and 4 damage on normal. Some players may have noticed that this does not always require leaping, as sometimes just landing on them from a high area will cause him to grab on. The player can try to steer in a better direction but can't outright resist where the Jockey drives them. When a player is incapacitated, the Jockey leaps off of the survivor. When a Jockey successfully incapacitates someone and jumps off, it would take approximately 30 seconds before he can jump onto another survivor. However, if the Jockey was knocked off, the recharge rate will be considerably shorter, around 7 seconds. Jumping up and not successfully landing on a survivor will enable an almost instant recharge for another attempt. In Versus, the Jockey does 4 damage per claw and can claw once every second, and 4 damage per second while riding on survivors with no damage delay, meaning the survivor will start taking damage the moment a Jockey lands on them. While riding a survivor, the Jockey is able to steer survivors away from a group or off a ledge. While the design of the jockey was being worked on, an infected wearing horse jockey Satan's was used as a placeholder. This was later changed to its current look at an unknown point. Also, concept art shows the jockey as being gray-skinned, much larger and more ape-like, as well as being completely naked. Another shows him without a large amount of muscle mass around his neck and upper back, as well as being much more skeletal. An early version of the jockey's attack had the survivor stay in first person with the jockey's hands obscuring the screen. The jockey was supposed to be the first special infected with the ability to dismount his targets after mounting or ensnaring them at his own will. However, this trait never appeared in the final version of the game. Oddly enough, when you look at a jockey from a different person's perspective, he looks as if he's very close to the ground, and his head is almost touching it. However, from a jockey's view, he looks as if he's standing upright like any other infected. A jockey in real life is the person who tends to horses or rides them in their career. Since jockeys ride the survivors, this is what their names stem from. Jockeys in real life tend to be rather small, so as to be a lighter load for the horse. The jockeys in-game share this characteristic. Oddly, the jockey doesn't deal any extra damage by leaping off a high place or from a distance, like the hunter does. It used to, but the December 23rd update for both the PC and 360 stopped this. A single hit from another infected can kill a jockey with full health while it is in the middle of a pounce, including the charge's stumble after effect. This may be because of a coding error between the hit points of the jockey and a common infected. The hunter has a similar problem. Also, well-timed melee attacks placed on an attacking jockey's head will instantly kill him. However, it's very difficult to achieve. Mostly it depends on player's luck, but it's easier to kill him that way if the player jumps and then crouches. Oddly enough, a blast from the grenade launcher will not instantly kill a healthy jockey. The jockey is currently the smallest infected. His clothing seems to imply that he was smaller prior to infection. Despite his small size, he has the second to highest health of all special infected, including the tank and the witch. A strange glitch may occur when a jockey tries to pin a survivor at the same time as a charger. What can happen is that the charger carries the survivor with the jockey on their head. When the charger stops and starts pummeling the survivor into the ground, the jockey player may get stuck inside a wall, object, or even the floor itself. However, one only has to wait before the game realizes this error and then teleports the jockey to the survivor's position as if they've just entered spawn mode. When you are being ridden by an AI jockey, entering the console command bot_mimic1 will enable you to control both your victimized player and the riding jockey. You can move the two characters at once, however, you will still take damage from the jockey as usual, unless one has used the command God1. Somehow, the jockey can quickly latch onto the back of a victim even if it were to aim at the lower legs. Unlike with most other special infected, survivors will often exclaim humorous remarks about the jockey's method of attack. For example, Nick will bet $10 that the jockey will take his victim to the right. Even Bill can just about it, saying, "That's what you get for not wearing a hat." And that ends yet another episode of History Behind the Horror. If you enjoyed yourself tonight and you would like to see more Left 4 Dead characters on this channel, please remember to give this video a like, share it, hit the bell notification if you haven't already, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, because we got some new things coming up very soon that I'm sure you wouldn't want to miss. And make sure you put in comments for whatever video or character you would like to see next. With that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight, and hopefully I will see you on the next episode of History Behind the Horror.